Wolves is the game after that. That's on Saturday, 3:00 kickoff at Molineux. Another one we lost last season, Steve, but it did give us the greatest goal. We had that James Ward-Prowse free kick, which I've seen on repeat again this week. People have been sharing that. Wolves have had an indifferent start, haven't they? This could be a slightly different game on Saturday.
Yeah, and all of a sudden there seem to be loads of issues there in the background. I mean, I see Willie Bolly, one of their centre halves, was supposed to be on the bench today against Newcastle, and basically just didn't show up. So I mean, God knows what the hell's
They're not recording the new Amazon documentary, are they?
It's not. No idea. Maybe you just objected to having to play against the Khashoggis, as we're now legally obliged to call them. But it's they've obviously spent a lot of money again on Portuguese players, which definitely nothing dubious through that agency whatsoever.
No.
But they look a bit weird. I mean, they've got no centre forward at the moment of any repute. Raul Jimenez is not the player he was pre head injury. Obviously, apart from that game where we made him look brilliant again last season. But they look like they've got a bit more energy about them based on today's performance compared to their sort of first game of the season. But I thought against Spurs last week they looked quite good, but just had nothing up front at all. Which, if that's the case, then if that's the case this week, I mean, you would imagine they're probably going to try and get someone in before the window shuts, because I mean they're just not going to score any goals if they stick with what they've got. If they're still that sort of relatively sort of impotent, then I think we've got every chance. But it's not a ground we've traditionally done that well at. So yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. It's a place where we can go and get a positive result, though. Certainly this season, you feel, Glenn.
It always annoys. I think that every year when we go there or when we play them at home, and it annoys the living hell out of me that we never beat them. It really does, because they never seem to have much about them. You know, they play usually really boring football. They've got a couple of good players who are still the good players, like Neto on the wing and Neves in the centre of midfield. They're still the main men. As Steve said, Jimenez is not the same player, which is sad for him, because it's horrible the way it came about. They have some players who I just think, like Semedo at right back is dreadful, and he was getting ripped apart today as well. You know, we just got to put some pressure on him. And you know, one of the likable things about them was Connor Cody, who's now gone. So to me, they're a team without much identity. Other than mirroring their manager, who's from the Claude Puel school of not being particularly exciting, isn't he?
There's a name I didn't think we'd hear for a while.
Well, yeah, I just thought I'd drop it in from time to time to remember.
We've already had Wesley Hoot mentioned tonight.
Yeah, I know. So I don't like them, as Steve alluded to. I find some of their transfer fees that they pay and receive somewhat questionable. It's a strange setup going on there with the agency. So I do hope that we go up there and give them a turning over. But I've thought that many times over the last 3 years, or however long they've been in the Premier League, and it's I don't think it's happened yet. Have we beaten them at all?
It's been a long time since we beat them in the Championship. Was it the Championship, that one when we scored 6 goals?
6. Was it Saganowski? Was he?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking since they come up to the Premier League.
No, we won in the FA Cup, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we won 2-0
behind closed doors.
But Jacob, these are the sort of games that we're going to look at and go, well, we need to be winning these, don't we? Really, you know, you lose at home to Manchester United, and that's fair enough. Maybe get a negative result against Chelsea, but certainly Wolves is one that we need to be picking up some points.
Yeah, definitely. I think Wolves, they're in a state of uncertainty as well, because they've changed system this year, which I think could play into Southampton's hands, because I used to get sick to death of their wing backs, especially the way Southampton play with such a narrow system. The boys kept getting switched to the wing backs all the time, and they would have so much time on the ball because they would be the free men. So the fact they're playing a back four could help Southampton. And there's a lot that they still need to adjust. You know, they need to integrate these new signings. £45 million for a Portuguese player, and they need to adjust to the system as well. And it shows. And at the moment, it's looking like they are. But as you guys say, they haven't got that clinical striker. So there's a lot of similarities between Southampton and Wolves at the moment. And I think if Southampton can really get on that front foot, can be nice and positive, then they can take the game to Wolves.
Okay, let's get some score predictions from you, Steve.
I think I'll repeat the Chelsea 1-1. I think I just don't see us winning up there. It's just one of those places that no matter how well we play, they'll scramble something.
Cool. It's going to be a miserable podcast next week, and we just get 2 points this week. Glenn,
I'd take 2 points from those games. To be honest, be all right.
Well, as I've gone for the silly score against Chelsea, I better go for a realistic one here. I'll go for a 2-2 draw.
2-2. Do you know what I thought?
Actually, no, cancel that. I'll go 0-0. 0-0 draw.
All right. Okay. Well, I've gone for the 2-2. So, and Jacob, it's a long journey for you. What do you reckon?
I'm going to go 1-0 Southampton. I think I'm going to give you the goal score as well. I think Shea Adams is going to nick it at the death.
Oh, all right. I don't know if you get any bonus points for.
I'm trying,
but we should say I've made a note of it anyway, and
Better put a bet on.
And we should say, yeah, get your money on.